welcome to the video tutorial for making your cute little penguin block, which is block 12 of your Christmas Lane block of the month using your embroidery machine. So first up, you're gonna get your usual supplies prepped. You have your applique pieces laid out, and then as always, I laid mine out in numerical order of appearance, just as listed in steps 8 through 15 in your pattern. Then on the right, I have all of my threads laid out. And what I've done is loaded a white thread into my hoop. And so what we're gonna do first up is put our fabric in place. So simply take the fabric that came in your kit. You don't need to do anything to it, and you are going to put it in place. All you need to do is make sure that it's extended past the 2 lines that are stitched and that it's centered in your hoop. Simply take your 3M transport tape, tape your piece of fabric into place. And when we put this back on the arm of our machine, the machine is gonna stitch those same 2 lines again, which ultimately are gonna help you at the end when you trim your block. And it's also gonna give us our first round of applique outlines. Okay, so you have your first round of applique outlines. I'm gonna put my hoop on my Steady Betty. I always turn it sideways so that it fits on my Steady Betty and in the camera view. So you will be looking at it sideways. We're on block 12, y'all know that by now. So just as always with the white pieces, there are 2 of them. It doesn't matter which one you put down first on this. For your white piece of snow, just get it lined up. I'm gonna pull this tape off down here before I iron because I don't wanna iron my tape. That would be a little bit messy. And then I just work my way over and iron this in place. And I take the second piece of white, I'm gonna put it directly over it. Easy peasy to line it up. There we go. So, there we go. And give this a press. Now we have 2 other pieces to put on in this step. You can see we have 2 ornaments, number 5 and number 13. It's really important with these ornaments and all the ornaments on this block, let me give you a little hint, to put them in the right order. So you wanna look at the number, make sure you have them in the right place, and also the color, because the threads, you want them to match. So we have our red one up top and our yellow one down bottom. So number 5 and number 13. So first up, our red piece, right in place. And now we'll put the yellow piece. Now we're gonna continue with the white thread and move on to our next step of our block 12. Okay, so now you have the outline for your big penguin, and he's super easy to iron on. We're just gonna put him in place. Make sure, as always with the big piece, you check that you have him in place everywhere. So let's get his little arms in place. His head looks good. How's his body? Perfect. If it's right there, it should be right here, right? So we're just gonna give this a press. There we go. Easy peasy. So continue with the white thread for the next step, and then the little belly of our penguin will be outlined. Okay, so we have just this one piece to put in place. And just like before, start at one end, lining him up. There we go. And this piece is double lined. So once we iron this, we'll put the second piece directly on top. So cute. Look how nice that double lined it. I love it. All right. So now continue with the white thread for the next step, and we'll get our last round of applique outlines. Okay, so now we have a lot of pieces to put in place, and again, we're gonna be real careful with numerical order. And if you want, outside of looking at just your placement guide, you can look at your pattern cover as well. So I'm just gonna lay mine out so I can take a peek at it as well. So first up, we're gonna put our beak in place. So you're going to make sure you have that facing the right direction. Again, it's not a symmetrical beak. He's a fancy little beak. There we go. And now we're gonna go starting with, what number is this? Number 6. There we go. And I don't know, can you see on the camera? Yeah, you can see I laid it out in the order and how I'm gonna pick it up. And I faced them the right direction as well. I just thought that made it a little bit easier, especially when I'm filming. I'm talking and somehow talking and filming and all that. It's a lot. It's very fun to do though, I must say. It's just like what you're doing at home. It's very fun. And now our yellow goes right in place here. There we go. Now we have, what piece is this? Number 9. There we go. And actually I'm gonna lay the next piece in place too and iron them both. Getting brave and daring. There we go. Yeah, let's give those a press. There we go. Now we have cute little red in place here. And then the raspberry right over here, piece number 12. There we go. And now we just have the 2 green pieces to put in place. So first up, number 14, that's the bottom one. And you just want to be real careful with this because it's long and lanky and you want to get it lined up everywhere. So I'm just going to hold it as I work my way over. And it's going to naturally want to fall right in place. There we go. So easy peasy, give it a press. And it's going to come right up to the edge of your little gray. Now you have your final applique piece. There we go, piece number 15. There we go. And again, it's going to come right up to the edge of your little penguin's face. So keep that in place and let's see, almost down there. There we go. I'm going to hold it down here as I work my way over. Perfect. There we go. So everything is ironed in place. Let me move my pattern over. Let's take a look. Oh, so cute. Oh my gosh. He's even cuter in person than on the pattern. So now for steps 16 through 23, we're going to be talking about our thread colors and our thread color changes. So when I take my hoop on and off the arm of the machine, you don't have to. You can leave it on all the way until the end. So first up, we're going to not do a color change just yet. We're going to leave the white thread on for this very next step. And that's because the white is going to stitch around the little belly and then the 2 light yellow bulbs will be stitched. Okay, take a look at your white stitching. It looks so good. Now we're going to load the 1095, so we're on step 17 of your pattern, and the 2 little ornaments, and of course the snow, to make that really pop, is going to be outlined in this turquoise. All right, the turquoise is looking so good. Now we are going to load the black, and the outline of our little penguin will be stitched, and then of course 2 little eyeballs. Okay, take a look. Your little penguin has some cute little eyeballs and then his little body is stitched. Now we are going to load butterfly gold so that he can have a little mouth come to life. How cute is he, y'all, with his little beak stitched? I love it. So now we're going to load our 1039 true red and the 2 red ornaments will be stitched. Okay, your 2 red ornaments are now stitched. Now it's time to load the 1833 pumpkin pie and your 2 orange ornaments will be stitched next. Okay, take a look at your orange ornaments. Now we just have 1 ornament to stitch with the 1256 sweet pink, this cute little raspberry ornament. Alrighty, so now your little pink is stitched. Everything is stitched except we need our very last step of the thread changes, 1176 medium dark avocado, and the 2 green little ornament strings will be stitched for you. Alrighty, your little penguin is all stitched. Let's look from top to bottom. How cute is he? Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. So you know the drill. We're just gonna take it out of the hoop, put my hoop aside. You are going to remove your stabilizer and then use a ruler and these 2 guidelines to kick off trimming this down to your 8-inch square as directed in step 24. And then you'll keep your block in a safe place. I do want to point out something pretty important. So when we have a reminder right here on number 26, it goes all the way to the back side of the page. You have 2 more boxes still to come, box 13 and box 14. So box 13 is your Santa's Workshop Center. You are going to use your sewing machine to stitch that one. I'm going to have a tutorial for you. Don't you worry about a thing. It's easy peasy to do, and you'll make it look as good as all of your embroidery blocks. Then you also have box 14, which is going to be your sashing fabric, all those really fun fabrics and prints, your border fabric, your border applique pieces, your binding fabric. You have 2 buttons for embellishment. And then again, I'm gonna have a tutorial for you to help you put all of that together. It's really simple, and we also have tutorials already on YouTube under our Stitch Tips playlist, where we give you tips for getting the perfect 1/4 inch seam allowances and all of that good stuff. So I highly recommend that you check out that playlist. And in the meantime, be on the lookout for your final 2 boxes. So you have 2 more renewals coming, which means you have 2 more fun boxes coming in the mail. I hope you enjoyed making your little penguin, and happy stitching!